Welcome to the referee training of MakeX Spark Future Home. MakeX Spark Future Home is a creative construction competition for 6 to 13 years old. The participating teams need to focus on the theme and carry out software programming and hardware constructions, then display the results of their efforts. The first part, overall introduction. Firstly, the venue introductions. The venue includes the construction area, the material area, the exhibition area, and the roadshow area. The construction area is where the teams construct their projects. The materials mainly include tables and chairs. The team need to prepare for the main equipment for the constructions. The material area is where competition's materials are placed, and the materials, which mainly include structural materials and tools, can be used by all the contestants. Structural materials mainly include laser cutter machines and related consumables or other alternative materials such as metal parts, cardboard, and wood boards. Tools mainly include hot melt glue guns, hot air guns, electric drills, screwdrivers, pliers, etc. The exhibition area is where the teams demonstrate their projects and rotatingly display to the judges. The area can be arranged in the direction with large human flow. The roadshow area is where the teams conduct roadshow in turn. Roadshow can be held on the stage with background boards, display screens, audio equipment, etc. Secondly, the contestant introduction. Each competition consists of several teams, and each team consists of 2 to 4 contestants. Responsibilities can be divided into hardware engineer, software engineer, visual designers, and marketing manager. The software engineer is responsible for writing code for the project. The hardware engineer is responsible for hardware construction. The visual designer is responsible for appearance design and interactive design of the project. The marketing manager is responsible for designing the form demonstrations and the relevant materials. Finally, the referee introductions. The role of assessment is divided into the chief judge, the teacher judge panel, and the expert judge panel. The chief judge is responsible for the order supervisions and penalty throughout the competitions. The teacher judge panel is composed of at least 6 teachers who are responsible for assessing the projects on the part of the on-site constructions and the rotating display. The expert judge panel consists of 3 to 5 experts who are responsible for assessing the projects on the part of the roadshow. The second part, the competition's procedure and duration. The standard procedure of the competition is the theme discussions, the on-site constructions, the booth design, the project demonstrations, the rotating display, and the roadshow. The standard durations for the theme discussion is 30 minutes. The on-site construction is 8 hours. The booth design is 30 minutes. The project demonstration is 1 hour. The rotating display is 2 hours, and the roadshow is 3 hours. The total durations of the competition depends on the quantity of the competition's part and the teams. The standard durations is 2 to 3 days. The fixed competition parts include the theme discussion, the on-site constructions, and the booth design. In addition, the project demonstration, the rotating display, and the roadshow all depends on the actual competition time and the quantity of teams. The third part, competition part and assessment process. The following is the specific part in the competition standard process, including the specific behavior of contestants and judges. Theme discussion. The chief judge announces and distributes the theme of the competitions. Each contestant reads the theme, and then each team discusses the topic and the brainstorms. During this part, the visual designer can draw the idea into sketch, and the marketing manager can draw the mind map to make it more clear. Each team must agree on the directions of the project at the end of the discussion. On-site constructions. According to the conclusion of the theme discussions, the software engineer begins to program. The hardware engineer constructs the hardware. The visual designer helps the constructions and design the appearance. And the marketing manager can design the demonstration board and prepare the relevant materials. In the process of the on-site constructions, the teacher judge panel assesses the teams for the first time. Assessment duration, 2 to 5 minutes for each team. The process is as follows. First, confirm that the team code is consistent with the team code in the assessment chart. Second, according to the scoring rules in the chart, observe the preliminary result of the projects, including the form of the project and equipment used. Observe the divisions of the labor of the teams, the mental outlook of the contestants, and the situations of the construction areas. It is possible to ask simple questions about the situations where the results can be directly observed. Third, score in chart and have communication with the teams to give simple suggestions. Booth design. After the on-site constructions, the visual designer and the marketing manager can decorate the booths according to the conditions. Using decorative materials and team culture materials so as to make the booths match the themes better and more attractive. In the process of the booth design, the inspection will be set up again. If the judges find the project or demonstration board do not conform to the specifications during the assessment of the rotating display or the roadshow, judges can inform the chief judge who will handle the issue. Project demonstration. After the on-site constructions and the booth design, the teams introduce and demonstrate the projects to the audience. In the process of this part, the staff distribute votes to the audience. After learning about the teams and project, the audience can choose to vote for this team as encouragement. After the project demonstrations, the chief judge organizes the staff to count the votes, and the chief judge records and confirms the results. Rotating display. The teacher judge panel can be divided into groups to assess the teams. The teams take turns to introduce and display projects to the judges and answer questions of the judges. Other teams continue to demonstrate to the audience. Assessment durations, 2 to 5 minutes for each team. The process is as follows. First, confirm that the team code is consistent with the team code in the assessment chart. 2. Invite the team to briefly introduce and display the projects. 3. According to the scoring rules in the chart, observe, listen, and evaluate the projects. The display effect and the performance of the team. It is possible to ask simple questions about the situation where the results cannot be directly observed or displayed by the teams. 4. Score in chart and have communications with the teams to give some relevant comments and suggestions. Roadshow. The teams will draw lots to determine the sequence of the roadshow and then display within a limited time. The roadshow is not limited in form. During the roadshow, the expert judge panel assesses the teams. Assessment duration, 5 to 10 minutes for each team, and the time for questions and comment should be controlled within 1 to 2 minutes as far as possible. The process is as follows. 1. Confirm that the team code is consistent with the team code in the assessment chart. 2. Watch and listen carefully to the team's roadshow. 3. According to the scoring rules in the chart, observe, listen, and evaluate the projects, the display effect, and the performance of the teams. It is possible to ask simple questions about the situations where the results cannot be directly observed or displayed by the teams. Questions also could be asked if judges are interested in. Try to limit the quantity of questions to 1 to 2. 4. Score in the chart. and have communications with the team to give pertinent suggestions. The fourth part, the specific process of assessment. Before the competitions, connect with the volunteers and confirm whether the competition's materials are ready. The materials that the judges need to prepare mainly include assessment charts, board clip, and black pens. The judge of each part need to confirm the following before starting the assessment. 1. Confirm with the chief judge of the judge groups the order of assessment and the average assessment durations. 2. Tour through the project of each team in order to understand the average level of the result of the competitions. Preliminary graphs of the scoring scale. 3. If there is a team does not appear in the venue, the judges can inform the chief judge, who has the right to cancel the assessment qualifications of that part. There are 2 assessment charts for the competitions, the mid-assessment chart and the final assessment chart. The mid-assessment chart is used for the on-site construction, and the final assessment chart is used for the rotating display and the roadshow. The assessment dimensions focuses on the projects, the demonstration, and the team performance, including a series of objective dimension and subjective dimensions. The objective dimension is the dark-colored part in the assessment chart. For this type of dimension, the scoring principle is 0 to 1 principle. That is, each score can only score 0 or full marks. The subjective dimension is the light-colored part in the assessment chart. For this type of dimension, different performance corresponds to different grades. The scoring scale is controlled by the judges. After the assessment is completed, the chief judge will carry out verification and unification. Fill the score of each dimension in the assessment chart into the corresponding table and verify the result. According to the scores of each part and each dimension, the ranking and winning result of each award can be obtained through a certain calculation method. After verified, the score, ranking, and the winning teams of each award will be announced on the spot, within 30 minutes after the result is announced. If the teams have any objection to the result while the judge's communication fails, the team can submit the appeal request to the chief judge and fill in appeal form, which will be handled by the chief judge. The fifth part, Code of Conduct for Assessment. 1. Be familiar with the rules and reasonably grasp the assessment criteria. A. Be familiar with the competition's assessment rules. Correctly understand and grasp the meanings of the scoring dimensions and scoring rules. B. Respect the objective reality of the competitions and do not overstate or ignore some details. C. Ensure a uniform assessment scale and the same assessment for the same facts. 2. Education-oriented with warning and punishment as a supplement. A. The creative construction competitions paid attention to the communications in the process, and some suggestions and encouragement which can be given to the contestant during the assessment process. B. Pay attention to the rationality of the communications, avoid direct prompts, and pay attention to the use of positive expressions. Facebook official account.